Today I'm going to show you how to make redcurrant jam. You will need 800 grams of redcurrants, about 400 grams of granulated sugar, 150 millilitres of water, and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So there are 3 testing methods for jam. One of them requires a cold saucer. So if you want to use this method, which I will go into slightly later in the video, just pop a cold saucer in the fridge now before we start the jam. So in a saucepan over a medium heat, add your redcurrants, your water and your lemon juice. Bring to the boil and then simmer for about 5 to 8 minutes until the fruit has really broken down. Then we want to strain off the seeds and the skin. So just in a sieve over a jug or a bowl, just add your berries and your juice and just strain out all the seeds and the pulp. So I just like to use a metal spoon and just kind of squish it to try and get as much juice out of there as possible. And then you want to weigh out your fruit juice. So the jam is for every 4 parts of fruit, there's 3 parts of sugar. So you're using 3/4 of the weight of the fruit to work out your sugar. So the best way to do this is to have your weight of your fruit, divide that by 4, times it by 3. So for me, I had 400 grams of redcurrant juice. So I divided that by 4, times it by 3, and I got 300. So that's how much sugar I used. Simply add your fruit juice back into your saucepan and add your sugar. Then you want to dissolve the sugar over a medium heat until all that sugar is now dissolved into your fruit juice. And then you want to boil your jam for about 8 to 10 minutes. So there are 3 ways of testing a jam's setting point. One is with a thermometer. If you get to 105 centigrade with the thermometer in the jam, it will be ready to set. If you don't have a thermometer, don't worry, I've got 2 other methods for you. One is to use the cold saucer that we popped in the fridge earlier. You're going to put a blob of jam on the middle, you're going to leave it for 2 minutes, and then you're going to push your finger through. Sometimes you'll get like the wrinkling on top where it is setting on top, and as long as you get that wrinkle or it's like set, then it is ready to set as a jam. The other way is the wooden spoon method, the drop test. Similar to the saucer test, you want to put a blob of your jam onto a wooden spoon, pop this to one side for 2 minutes just to allow it to cool, and then drop the jam back into your saucepan, and if it drops as one, then it is ready to set. So if it drops as one big blob, it's ready to set. If it drops as a liquid, then it's not quite ready to set. However you want to test your jam, always take your jam off the heat while you're testing it to make sure you don't overboil it. So once it is ready to set, we're just going to pop those into our jars. The way I sterilise my jars, I wash them in hot soapy water, and then I add boiling water from the kettle into the jar just to fill it up, and then pour it out again, and that should sterilise the inside of the jar. I always pop my jam into a jug just to make it easier to pour, but if you've got a ladle, anything like that, just pop your jam into your jars, and then while it's still warm, pop the lid on, which will help create a nice seal. When the heat goes down, it helps create an air seal. And there you have it. That's how you make redcurrant jam. This jam should keep in the cupboard for 3 to 6 months.